Please be live. Please, come on. Okay, cool. Now, that's working from what I can tell. We have a green light. Okay, cool. So I will, I will play the full version. Why not? Theme song is flip the screen, and then what's up? Well, no, that's not number. What's going on, good people of the internet? It's time for OnComicsGrounds.com's flagship podcast, panel to panel, where a bunch of folks shoot the breeze and talk about comic books and such. Ooh, it feels good to say that again. It has been so long. It's been about 3 years since the original panel to panel had started. We tried to run this as a review show, but now we are back to our original format, doing it how we do best, talking about comic book topics, talking about comic book news, and just having a good old time. And Travis is gone. Where did he go? There he is. Okay. But okay. He's gone again now. Travis is still here. Cool. We are back. We are members of OnComicsGround.com. My name is James Portis. I am the editor-in-chief of OnComicsGround.com. My camera flash, that's weird. And to my right, we have the amazing art that is Mary, our senior senior editor on Comics Ground. How are you doing tonight, Mary?
I've been better. My computer's piece of crap. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, okay. I was like, what? We're doing pretty good. All right. And then
No. I thought my computer's just a piece of shit.
Oh, okay. And then to my left, I'm going to move my microphone a little bit away from my face because I'm peeking. To my left, we have the amazing staff writer over on Comics Ground, Travis Tucker. How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. Wish my computer wasn't such a dinosaur, but I'll be all right.
Okay, cool. We are here to talk about some good stuff in the comic book realm and whatnot. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and like us on Facebook. Oh wait, whoa, back up. At On Comics Ground for Instagram and Twitter is at On Comics Ground, and then for Facebook is facebook.com/OnComicsGround. Don't forget to follow the panel to panel Twitter, which is PTP_podcast for all kinds of updates when we go live and all that fun stuff. And then don't forget to also check out our brother podcast, Living on the Edge, which is also our Spider-Man podcast. They will be premiering on this Twitch channel next Thursday or Friday. I forget which day it is. But they will be back doing their show that originally started on YouTube, on Twitch. They will be here for that. And then if you are interested in advertising on this podcast, please contact our marketing director, Kai Kiriyama, at kkuriyama@oncomicsground.com. Links to that will be on our social media after the show. So there is no intro topic for this week because we have a lot to do in the main part of the show. Because this is a big day. This is our talking about the anniversary that is 80 years and the milestone that is Detective Comics getting to issue 1000 that came out this past Wednesday. So we're going to get into a few news topics that came out over WonderCon the past few days, and then we will get into the meat of our discussion, which will be Detective Comics. So, first topic on the docket is that we got our first look at what the DC Universe show Stargirl costume looks like. And I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed. Like, we had the Smallville version. It was kind of close to what it should be, but kind of not. And then, like, Legends of Tomorrow tried, but then now we're at a perfect, comfy spot, and I'm pretty happy about it. What do you guys think? Guys?
You cut out like right at the end.
Oh. Like, what do you guys think? Mary, what do you think of the Stargirl costume?
I think it looks good. Like you said, Legends tried, but Legends has like a costume budget of like $3.14. But no, like the Legends costume was solid, and the Smallville costume was all right. But I am really, really impressed with the costume for the DC Universe show. Honestly, the DC Universe shows as a whole have just been impressing the hell out of me.
Okay, cool. Travis, what do you think about the Stargirl costume?
I'm coming on the same page as Mary. Like I was pretty into DC Legends of Tomorrow, so every time I saw her in that, she was really corny, to say the least. Like really corny. And now to see the costume be almost like hyper modernized is pretty nice. I enjoy it.
Exactly. And then we had a lot of different chatter about the costume on social media. And one of the things that I noticed, and Mary noticed, is that there are people trying to say that Stargirl is a ripoff of Captain America and Captain Marvel.
No, that the costume was basically kind of like this rip-off hybrid of the two of them.
And I'm just like... I gotta admit, I kind of got frustrated with it last night, and I went on like a semi 2-tweet rant where I was like, "Hey, this costume, like this character, has been around since 1999, and her predecessor, Sylvester Pemberton, the Star Spangled Kid, has been around since 1944. Like, what? Where do you get the crossover? Like where do you get like the connection? Like, is it because she's patriotic? Like, I don't know.
I feel like
most people when they say things, oh, go ahead.
No. I was just gonna say that I feel like it's the Star Spangled look.
I guess.
Yeah, exactly what I was gonna say. It's probably the flag relationship, and they don't really know comics, so they think Captain America is the mainstream thing. So they're constantly, oh, it's a copy. Whatever.
I don't know. I feel like with this, like, especially with DC Universe starting to like become more mainstream, especially with Doom Patrol being as popular as it is right now, I'm hoping.
So good.
Yes, I've only got to see the first episode, but hopefully I can get back into it sooner or later. I'm hoping that like I can finish it before Swamp Thing comes out, because apparently
everything about Doom Patrol is just perfect. Everything about it.
I didn't expect Brendan Fraser to be so good, and then he was, and I was like, wow.
And then you just remember all those great childhood moments he gave you.
Honestly, I think I'm most impressed with was it Diane Guerrero? She plays Crazy Jane. She loses herself in all the different personalities.
Yeah.
Like, she is flawless.
You worry about like someone being able to handle all of those personalities, and then she does, and you're just like, wow. Like, it's very impressive. But no, like my only fear with Stargirl getting her own TV show, and then it not be like a JSA show, is that like I wonder if they're gonna run out of content really quickly if they're not just only banking on like the nostalgia and the history that is like the All-Star Squadron and the JSA for their like Rogues Gallery type system.
See, I feel like they're gonna start coming up with some stuff. They might, I might even they might even take a Starman title or a Starman plot and give it to her.
That's a good idea, especially with like the connection and whatnot. Like, you could even have like Jack Knight or someone come in as like a guest star or something. You could do that.
I want to know what made them think, hey, let's make a show with Stargirl. And don't get me wrong, I love Stargirl, I love Courtney, but it is such a hit out of left field.
Yeah, it is.
Because she really hasn't been in Rebirth, at all.
Nope.
The last time I remember seeing her was Bombshells.
She was in Jeff Lemire's Canadian Justice League before it got canceled.
Yeah, so that might have been her last, in-canon appearance. Because, like I said, the last thing I remember her in was Bombshells, and she doesn't survive that long.
I still need to go back and read Bombshells. I mean, Travis, what do you think about the idea of, the show? Is it a little bit left field for you?
It's left field, but for me, left field is good because it allows these studios to take a little more freedom with their creative licenses and such. So I think it'd be pretty cool to see a Star and Stripe kind of thing going on.
Yes. Did they announce who's playing Stripe yet? I forget.
I don't think so.
I might be wrong. I honestly don't remember. I'll have to look it up in a bit.
I'm not sure.
But hopefully whoever they get has to be perfect for that role, especially and they can't get Will Smith mad and say I don't want to be in the robot suit constantly, because if you're gonna have Stripe, you need to be on board with being in that suit a good chunk of the time.
Right, you are that suit. That's Stripe. Period.
Yeah, that's the main concern with that. But moving on from that, we had the other big thing that came out from WonderCon besides the new detective logo, which I'm mixed on. The other big thing was that DC Universe is expanding to almost every back issue that DC has in its archive. And, I started screaming. I was so happy. It was unreal. I started texting Mary, oh my god, and she was you're the fourth person that's texted me. I'm really? This is so nice. And, and what's sad is, I was already talking to people, going, why is it DC Universe Marvel Unlimited? They would have so much money from people if it was just Marvel Unlimited but for DC. And they did it, and now it's going to be amazing. Go ahead.
I'm pretty sure you said that, the day before.
Did I?
I think so.
Wow.
I remember you saying it, and then the next day, couple days later, you're in my text messages screaming.
Well, it's just
cosmic predictions.
Hey, I'm not even mad. I am not even mad. The idea of us getting this is just phenomenal. Imagine going back, and especially if they do start coming out with with the DC Daily Show, because you started wondering, when are they going to run out of topics for DC Daily? Now they have the ability to start talking about guides for different characters on DC Daily and not just running out of content. So the idea of giving people that outlet is a very good thing, in my opinion.
Well, DC Daily is pretty much just DC All Access.
Yeah. Is DC All Access still a thing?
No, they axed it for DC Daily.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. So, hopefully they can, try to make the two work together to help promote the comics. That way, DC or Warner Brothers won't see them giving everybody those comics as, a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and that'll give any, new fan access to start getting into it, especially, if they want to see, where they started type of thing.
Mm-hmm. Plus, I even noticed it in, the DC Comics encyclopedias they make, how they're trying to, cram New 52 stuff after everything that happened pre-New 52. If they have those guides, hopefully people won't get confused if they go back before New 52.
Yeah. There's so much before that.
So much. That's my biggest fear is that someone grabs Lobdell's Teen Titans and not Jeff Johns' Teen Titans, and then it's oh no, don't do that. But no, well, go ahead.
Someone picking up DC 1 million before they actually try out the Justice League or any one of the members would be difficult.
I mean,
that hurts.
Yeah,
that hurts.
Because, granted, Stan Lee always said that, every comic is your first, but it's some comics shouldn't be your first.
Right.
But no, like Mary, you did have a concern about this, like DC going with the unlimited idea. Like, you want to talk about that?
Wait, what was my concern?
The whole thing, like with like the back issues and the retailers and something like that.
Oh, I think this is something that retailers aren't going to be happy about. But
Yeah.
because if you can pay, what is it, like $7 a month to get DC All Access,
Yeah, it's like $7.99.
and you're not going to go into the retail shops to buy back issues anymore.
Yeah, especially if it's all digital archive. Like, they basically just
Mm-hmm.
made them going to Comixology Unlimited pointless if they just gave everyone those back issues.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
DC Universe is probably in some way connected with Amazon, since
Probably.
like the DC Comics app is powered by Comixology. But no, I think this is a move that retailers are not going to be happy about, because comics
Yeah.
are bloody expensive, and
Yeah.
wages have stayed stagnant, so people don't have a lot of extra money to drop like $35 on a deluxe hardcover when you can go on to DC Universe and just read all the individual issues for $8.
Yeah. Like, especially
So
with...
I think
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, so I think this is something that retailers are not going to be happy about, and I'd be really interested to see what they have to say about this.
It might be interesting to like possibly bring on a retailer and get their perspective on that sooner or later, because like
Yeah.
the idea of like, especially with comic books being such like a small window of entertainment, but like at the same time, if we're if DC's like taking their like, it's almost like with GameStop. If GameStop stopped having used games, their biggest revenue would be hit. Same way with comic books, where it's like, if you take away their back issues, that's a big burden on them you're taking off. So like, if people are just reading the app, it causes a big problem in general.
Well, that's why Marvel Unlimited is on a 6-month delay.
Well, that's what DC's on
So-
a year apparently. They said 12 months, so that might help
Okay.
them out.
Yeah, so that might help, and that at least helps nestle in trade sales, because people might still be inclined to get trades, because there are some people who do prefer physical trades as opposed to digital trades.
Yeah.
I trade waiting is something I do not understand. I mean, more power to y'all, but I am impatient.
Same. I mean, I kind of get trade waiting, because it's like, you want to like, especially like with the Netflix generation, like people want to like grab it and then have like 6 issues to just read. So it makes sense, but at the same time, it's like I only buy trades if I want stuff for my shelf. I don't need to wait for trade waiting. Like I'll buy single issues. I mean, like, Travis, do you prefer trade? I don't know. Like,
I mean, trade waiting was cool for me when I first started getting into comics. It was very easy for me to binge all of Infinite Crisis, all of its tangents, and Blackest Night, and all that stuff.
yeah.
But now there's really no point, because I'm current on everything I'm interested in. So I guess that's where I'm kind of left at that.
Okay. Because like, yeah,
I'll buy a trade if I want to support the book.
oh yeah.
Yeah, or if it's something that I want to keep in my collection, you know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
something that I just want to have. Otherwise, digital's the way to go for me.
Yeah, especially if it's hardcover, like this past year with Black Hammer coming out with a library edition. I was like, shelf, like I needed that for my shelf. That was an automatic like, yes. Now get me Age of Doom library edition when it's over, and I'll go right next to it.
Right.
Especially it's like an oversized hardcover too. Like, it's so pretty. Like, oh, it's so pretty. But no, like I think overall we're in agreement that like, yes, DC Universe is a great thing, but I do worry about the idea with Marvel Unlimited that's happened, where like, if they don't include guides or don't make guides, people are just gonna stop caring, because it's gonna be a giant mess of stuff. Especially with like current DC Universe, because like in like 2 days, it could swap. It could be totally different. There could be more like of a system. But right now, there's like copies of the same title in certain areas. Like there's like 2 Cyborgs rebirths, 2 Aquaman rebirths. So it's like that might be a problem for them if they're not categorizing their stuff correctly.
But you know what? I say we just make the guides.
I mean, we could. We really could. Like, we
We
really
really could. I say, why the hell not?
Yeah.
Let us capitalize on that market.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think we'd work on that, yeah. Like, do some, like, New 52 stuff. I know, like, I think Ian might hop at the idea of doing some, like some Secret Six stuff for New 52, so that might be a thing. See, he's in the chat right now. I called him doing guys for Secret Six, like, right as I said.
I told you.
Kai said you stole her idea, so that's a thing. It's like, you know me so well. But okay, so overall, yeah, we're in agreement over the DC Universe topic, but overall, like, this is a beneficial thing, but it still could be a very bad thing if retailers are unhappy, so that's a thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I also kind of worry about if these streaming services get their ducks in a row, could they do to comic book stores what Netflix did to Blockbuster?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Retailers are hurting, and they are hurting bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're getting your comics straight from DC and straight from Marvel, you know, that literally cuts out the middleman. And in the information age, that could be fatal for their business.
Yeah, especially if we have the situation with like Amazon, where like they don't release their sales numbers like Diamond does. If DC and Marvel start holding their sales numbers and we don't know what's going on, that could be a problem.
Oh yeah.
So, like, they could just leave books to rot that aren't doing well, but like where we don't know if they're doing well. So like, that's also a concern. So
and because it makes it even more complicated, because Diamond numbers, that's only half the picture, because there are some books that sell abysmally in print that do really well in digital
or trade, just in general.
Oh yeah, I mean, look at Marvel Scholastic titles. Moon Girl says abysmally in single issue, but she rakes in a lot of money in trade.
That's why I'll never get canceled, because it's just killing it in schools.
Oh yeah, I mean, Champions, Wasp, Miss Marvel, they all do fantastic in trade, and especially at Scholastic. And I think Runaways is kind of on that boat too.
Runaways is doing well in school.
I think it's a Scholastic book. Don't quote me on that, but I know it's a really popular book with like young adults, kind of like late teen, early 20 kind of young adults.
Okay.
Or at least that's what I'm telling myself, so it won't get canceled. I have been through at least like 4 Runaways cancellations. I don't know if I can survive.
I thought we were at 6. I thought we were at 6 for Runaways.
Is 6? Jeez.
Yeah, because I think this might be volume 6. I mean, it depends on if you count Secret Wars.
Yeah, that's fair.
Which I don't.
I mean, yeah. I mean, who wants to like? I mean, granted, Secret Wars wasn't horrible, but like, it wasn't great. So
the only actual runaway in that book was Molly.
Well, yeah, because she was an X-Man. And I mean, Ian brings up a point. He's like, I mean, DC's trying to compete with DC Inc. and Wonder Comics Imprint too against Marvel Scholastic. So like, yeah, it's a back and forth market in that regard. So like, if they're using DC Inc. and Zoom as their Scholastic market, even though Ian Wayne is a thing, but like that's another topic of a different day.
That is my favorite thing ever.
I hate it so much. We might have to talk. We might have to talk about that next week. But no, like just in general, that existence is just frustrating. But no.
See, I hate Damien, so I love every second of that.
Same. I hate him, but at the same time, it's like, now you're just disrespecting the poor child. Like, that's just rude. Okay, so from there, we're gonna go into the other really exciting news of the week. Was we just had the GLAAD Awards this past week.
Yes.
And like Travis is the odd man out in terms of like the amount of gay on the show already, but like in terms of like because we found out that Snagglepuss won for best comic, and it's like that comic was so good because I had been putting it off because I read Mark Russell's Flintstones, and I was like, okay, this is good, but like I'm scared to read Snagglepuss. And then it won the award, and then I'm like, okay, I'll read it. I buy the trade, and I sit down, and I tear through it, and it was phenomenal. It made me cry, and I felt things that weren't okay, and it's frustrating. So like
It was a tough book to read.
Yeah. So like, I definitely say if you're gonna go into it, be prepared because it definitely caught me off guard in a lot of ways. But
oh yeah, it's a heavy book because Snagglepuss is a gay playwright in, I want to say, the late 50s, early 60s. So he's essentially Tennessee Williams.
mm-hmm.
But like a lot of things happen in the book, and it's a really gritty look at what it was like being queer during the McCarthy era.
Yeah.
So it is an intense read. It pulls no punches. I mean, I think it had a lot of fantastic competition, but it was the clear winner.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll have to check that out because, like, I mean, I'm really into, I don't know, for lack of a better term, real gay shit, because it's like, like I love JoJo's Bizarre Adventure because of how well it deconstructs the idea of masculinity and what it has to be, because you're dealing with these gorgeous fucking oily bodied men, and you just you can't process it, you just can't, because they're fantastic. They're fantastic and nothing short of it. You know what I mean? And like, yeah, I'm just a straight cisgendered male, but those pillar men can hug me.
See, what's sad is, and like, not everyone will get this reference, but the three of us will. I like the minute like he said oily men, the first thing I thought of was the Tyler Perry parody episode of Boondocks. With like,
Boondocks.
Yes,
that was my first thought. Like,
that episode is magical.
He was like, "What kind of lotion you want, man? Here you go." All right, no, let's bring it back right quick. Okay, so like, but no, this is amazing. I'm glad Snagglepuss won the award. And like, Mary's right. It had tough competition. It had Bingo Love. It had Runaways. What else was it there besides those two?
Because I've got the list up. It was because there was Snagglepuss, there was Batwoman, Bingo Love, Fence, Iceman, Lumberjanes, The Infernal Compass, Oh Shit, It's Kim and Kim, Runaways, Star Wars, Dr. Aphra, and Strangers in Paradise 25.
That's a lot of competition.
That is a lot of really stiff competition. Because, I mean, Strangers in Paradise 25 has won the GLAAD Award before. I think maybe a couple of different times, actually.
Really?
And Batwoman has won before, so I mean, there are a lot of previous winners, because Strangers in Paradise won in 2008.
Okay.
So I mean, these are a lot of books that have won before. No, Strangers in Paradise has won twice.
Okay.
And this is DC's 10th GLAAD Award.
Wow. So, and you would think by now, winning 10 awards would tell them, hey, people like gay shit. So like, but like, they still can't figure it out. Like, Batwoman's book got canceled. Like, there's nothing else out there. Like, Snagglepuss did amazing. It won an award now. Hell, I even tweeted about it, and like one of the guys from DC liked it. Was that, like, I want to take the variant cover for the last issue, like the one where he's bowing, and I want them to like a GLAAD Award hardcover to put on my shelf. Like, that would be gorgeous.
It would be.
Yeah, so like that would be like that cover. It was so different from the rest, where like the other ones made him look more like a cat, but that one made him more like a tiger. So I really enjoyed that one.
And like, hats off to Mark Russell, because he is phenomenal at this.
Yes, like he keeps taking these Hanna-Barbera properties and making them so much more like dynamic. Like, he made he brought in like racism and classism into the Flintstones.
Yeah.
And then
makes them darker and, I don't know, some more to chew on.
Yeah.
Wonder Twins is so good.
Is it?
And those are words I never thought I would say in my entire life. But no. Like, it's got that like that essence of goofiness that you would expect from the Wonder Twins, but it still has kind of that dark reality that Russell can bring in without bringing down the tone completely.
Oh, okay. I would like skim the first issue, and then just like, it felt so out of place, especially with all the drama going on in DC right now. It just like it felt like a breath of fresh air and all the craziness. It's like Tom King's over here like kill, 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 and Wonder Twins is over here like everybody's happy and like drama and boyfriends in school, and it's like kill, kill, kill. Like I'm like, like how do you get from here to that?
No, Wonder Twins is worth it alone for the scene where Superman is trying to explain to Batman and Wonder Woman what exactly their powers are. Because he's explaining it that she can turn into animals and that he can turn into water. Batman is just kind of like, what? And Wonder Woman, it is my new favorite panel. She stands there and goes, "That is unimpressing. I am unimpressed."
I need to like find that and make it a meme.
No. This is underwhelming. This is underwhelming. I am underwhelmed.
I need that as a meme. Best reaction.
Like that's almost as good as like Ultimates when like a part of Ultimates 2 where Order and Chaos went to the High Evolutionary and tried to get Galactus killed for becoming like the world cure, and High Evolutionary is just like, I deem it irrelevant. I don't care. It was like so perfect. but no, like seriously, hats off to Mark Russell. He deserves all the praise for this. I hope he like DC writes him a good check for this, because like the fact that they can say they have a 10th Collider War is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So, but no, from there we are gonna spin it over to, and this one's more for me and Travis. The indie book that has been warming my heart with every issue. That is like that. We got the announcement. I think it was yesterday that Bitterroot from David F. Walker and Sanford Greene has been optioned for a movie, and I'm just like, white people are gonna hate that so much. Because like it's literally a book about racists turning into like demons, or people who have hatred within them turning into demons, and like this amazing black family who has the cure has to like fight against them, and it's just like white people are gonna hate this.
Good. It's so good, because you know there's gonna be that one white guy that this is a racist comic and it says that white people are demons. It's like you don't even read it. You don't read it.
Where's the lie?
Yeah, and for the sake of the argument, Kai asked in the chat if it was optioned. It was optioned. It wasn't green. It's not greenlit. It was optioned. Which, granted, that doesn't mean that it's fully out there yet. And like it could, like Kai just said in the chat, that it could be eons before it comes out. But at the same time, the fact that it was picked up, like many of these Image books have been, especially with things like Umbrella Academy and Deadly Class getting to come out as TV shows. If Bitterroot becomes a movie, day one seats, I don't care, pre-order, it's gonna be amazing.
Imagine Jordan
Peele one of those things.
Getting a hand on that.
Ooh, Jordan Peele. Oh my God, yes.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's gotta be like the blackest movie ever. Like, blacker than Wakanda, if we can make it that way. Bitterroot is just so good.
Yes. I mean, like, I don't know if you could get blacker than Black Panther in Harlem. I mean, it's in Harlem in the 1920s, 40s, 20s, one of the two. So, like, you know, like, the idea of this book tackling so many things, it blesses my heart. And, like, I've loved David F. Walker and Sanford Greene ever since I read Power Man and Iron Fist. To answer Ian's question, Black Hammer was actually greenlit for a TV show and a movie, but I don't know how it can be both. So like that's another argument for a different day. But like, I'm trying to like watch the chat while also communicating. But in terms of this, it's just like he said, like Jordan Peele getting to do this. That sounds amazing. Like, especially with all the controversy of white people getting mad for him saying he didn't want to cast a white lead. If he just walks over to David F. Walker and goes, "Hey, I'll take it." Like, yes, just make it happen. Like, that would be the best thing ever.
Yeah, he can do it, man. His Jordan Peele's social commentary with like a Bitterroot world base would be, oh my God, it might change cinema for a while. Like,
I mean, Us is crushing records right now, apparently.
Right. And Get Out was doing the same thing when it was new. So, man, that would be just so good. It'd be like Scorsese doing a Batman flick. It's just, how does it get better? It doesn't.
God damn it. No, I want a Scorsese Batman movie. Damn.
See, now you put it in Mary's head and now she wants it. But no, like, I've loved David F. Walker and Sanford Greene ever since Power Man and Iron Fist. So the idea of them coming together for this specific project, because it was like, randomly they go, hey, we need David F. Walker on Luke Cage, because Luke Cage and Iron Fist are two different TV shows now. And it's like, no, like, this book is really good, don't take it away from me. And it's almost like the parent coming over and snatching away the comic book. It's like, no, I liked this, what are you doing? And then it's like, they're both separate now, and then Iron Fist just got canceled, and then David F. Walker's trying to make Luke Cage go, and then Luke Cage got canceled. I'm just like, why? Why can I not have nice things? But, like, I don't know.
Because Marvel wants to spoon feed us whatever's closer to the movies.
Ooh, rare.
Kai said she hears dogs, and that's my dogs outside my room barking. But no, it's like, yeah, like, and Marvel just went through a rough patch. I'm hoping we can get back to some, like, better, like, hopefully get some black books going on. So, Mary, I don't know what happened with Rucka. Can you explain what happened with Rucka? Because we're being asked to talk about the Rucka news.
It is the glorious news from heaven. I wish my camera worked so you could see just the light shining off of my face. Look, I love anything and everything Greg Rucka, and it was announced at WonderCon that I guess Bendis is doing a Superman arc called Leviathan. And, you know, he has been saying for months that Lois is integral to Leviathan, and that made Mary very nervous, because I would like him very far away from her.
Yeah.
But the news came out that they are relaunching a Jimmy Olsen book and a Lois Lane book, kind of in the vein of, you know, the Silver Age through, you know, Copper and Bronze Age books. Superman's girlfriend, Lois Lane, and then Superman's pal, Jimmy Olsen. Now, these are not,
going to call it girlfriend? They're going to call it wife?
Well, no, I think we don't... I haven't seen a title yet, but this is kind of in that vein of those books.
Okay, I was about to say, they married.
Yeah. Because Matt Fraction is going to be writing Jimmy Olsen, and Greg Rucka is returning to write Lois Lane. And anytime you put Greg Rucka and DC together, Mary is just throwing her wallet. Like, I'm not even going to, like, take out the money. I'm just throwing the wallet. Like, you can keep the wallet, too.
Just take the wallet. I don't care. Like, I'll buy a new wallet. Just take it. Like, you can have my ID, you can have my social, just take it. I'll get new ones. Like, just take the wallet.
But, we didn't, at least I haven't seen a lot of details about the book just yet, but we know it's a Lois Lane book. We have heard that Renee Montoya will be appearing in the book as well, so not only are we getting a Rucka written Lois Lane, he's bringing Montoya back. And I've got everything crossed over here that Kate's gonna come in as well.
Okay, because, so not only it's the wallet, you just, like, grabbed the whole ATM and just threw it at him, like...
I'm taking money out of Victoria's wallet at this point. Because as soon as I told Victoria that this was happening, I could see her face drop. Because I can just see her counting, doing the math in her head of how much money...
She just, like, grabs the bank account app and just goes, oh, so much less money now.
Right.
I made an investment, okay?
It's like, it is an investment in good shit, and we will do it for the culture.
But here's something I thought was funny. I'm going to have to see if I can dig up the panel at some point, but in an earlier issue of Action Comics, there is a shot of a computer. And on one of the water bottles for the computer, there's a little note that says Greg Rucka doing a Lois Lane book. I need to find that panel because it is from a thing months ago.
Whoa.
Yeah.
All right. That sounds exciting.
A little Easter egg for all of us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I already have my mixed feelings about Superman, where it's like, unless it was things like Year One, or not Year One. It wasn't Year One. Yeah, it was Year something like that. What was that? What's that Morrison Superman book that everyone loves?
There's a
That's
couple
vague.
of them. Hey, what's this Grant Morrison book everybody loves?
Well, no, like the Morrison Superman book. I know he wrote like not the New 52 one, but there was like a specific like specific book he wrote that like everyone loves to death. All Star, yeah, it's All Star. But like, if it's not like Morrison on All Star Superman, I have a hard time connecting to Superman unless it's through Connor. So that's my one issue is that like I don't know, I get it that like he's an everyman and like he has like he's there for everyone. It's like I don't know. I was raised on Batman. It's hard for me. Like I get it. Everyone loves him, but I don't know. I'd sooner pick up more Snyder and Capullo Batman than like grab a Superman book. That's just me. I don't know. So hopefully it ends up like hopefully sooner or later I'll get into Superman again. I was digging Tomasi's Superman. Like that was some good stuff, especially with the dynamic of Jonathan, even though I thought I was gonna hate Jonathan because I hate Damian. But like otherwise it was great. But then it was like, oh, Bendis is coming. And it's like that sounds like a threat.
It was a threat.
And then like I remember when like that page first came out. I remember it was like Donnie Cates. He was like he made like a tweet out. He's like, "Can you warn us first?" I was like, "Damn, that's messed up." But no, from there now that we've made the chat happy and Mary was able to gush about Rucka for a minute because honestly I didn't hear about it. So like that was the first thing I had heard about. That's why I was like sitting here smiling like a dork. He was like, "Yeah, it was a two-page splash." Okay, but from there, we're gonna go from there into the main topic of the evening, which is Detective Comics 1000. Came out this past Wednesday, and it was something. It was something. I know, like anticlimactic. It was something. But regardless of like, we'll get into 1000. But in general, the idea that Batman has existed for 80 years and Detective has gone this long is great. And even though Mary and I would really like it for the anniversary to be 1027, that would take too long. But I just hear her crow. Well, Mary, say your piece. I know you want to.
It just, like, I get that there's been over, this is 1,000 issues of Detective Comics, but, like, there were other stories in Detective Comics that preceded Batman by a little while.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, 1027 doesn't roll off the tongue. Like, I feel like there should have been at least one reprint of one random detective story.
Well, like, wasn't there that whole issue they were gonna do like Detective Before Batman as like a trade, and then they canceled it because like the racism in it?
You broke up there.
Like, wasn't there supposed to be like a Detective like Before Batman trade recently, but they took it out of like print because of like the racism in it?
I mean, I hadn't heard of it, but I wouldn't be surprised if they pulled it because early Detective was some racist shit.
Yeah, so like maybe it's just that like because I remember they had brought it out in the solicitations and then it disappeared. So I think it's because of like the racism. So like if it's them just going, hey, let's erase that 27 because racism, I'm not gonna say anything. But like,
well, no, I'm not advocating to add that. I'm just like,
it's like 27 because racism.
Oh my God.
Honestly, I'm gonna go read that just for science. I need a laugh, to be honest with you. Old timey racism always makes me laugh, like
especially because it's like it's Asian stereotype racism too, and it's bad.
Oh,
well, it was
man.
late 30s. It's late 30s, so it's like around the Chinese Exclusion Act.
Yeah.
And because Detective have you ever seen the cover for Detective Comics #1?
I actually saw it the other day, but I forgot completely what it looks like. To Google.
Yeah. But yeah,
It's pretty bad. I just pulled it up, and it's pretty bad.
All right, here we go.
It's pretty bad. So I'm not gonna knock DC for wanting to like act like that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh my god!
like we can just say that didn't happen, but like Mary and I can just sit in the corner and be like, mathematical issue be damned.
What in the name of Big Trouble in Little China is going on with this cover?
Oh jeez.
Oh my god, this is terrible.
But no, like it just and like I don't know. I'm just glad we got this far. Like, and to think that Batman has been this cultural icon for this long is insane. Like, I remember when I was a kid, my mom was always like, "Oh, get out of Batman land. No one likes like no one cares about that. Get a real job, yada yada." Do you see how long this guy's been here? Do you see how many amazing writers and amazing creators have like got themselves set for life because of this character? Like, Frank Miller can like die happy with all his money. Like, Scott Snyder is comfortable but still wants to keep going. Like, there's just so much there. And like it's phenomenal to see how much this character is impacted. And like, we'll get into it. And like there may be some characters that I don't like, Damien, but like in general, like the idea of this franchise going this long is just phenomenal to me. I wanted to ask you guys, what is your like the first time that you can remember coming in contact with Batman? That's the hard one, right?
I think for me, I think it was an issue of World's Finest that my dad had.
Okay.
I don't remember which issue, what happened, but I just remember like this old issue of World's Finest that he used to keep downstairs for me to like mess with. I think that is that's my very first Batman memory. And then of course then you transition into like the movies and the TV shows, but I think it was that one book. It's that one memory that sticks out in the back of your mind.
Okay. Travis, what you got?
My first introduction to Batman, from what I could remember, was the old, wacky, utterly ridiculous movies. Not the Tim Burton ones, the in-betweeners where you're introduced to Robin. And he's got the weird, like, circus get-up. I think it was Penguin and Catwoman were the villains in that one.
Okay.
Later on, he gets Mr. Freeze and Poison Ivy with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Uma Thurman. And then later it came to the animated series with Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill. And I don't know, at that point, I just fell in love, and it kind of just downhilled from there. Okay. I just started consuming so much that I couldn't stop. It's an addiction.
Okay. I gotta say for me, it was, I remember her perfectly. It was, I had, like, it said Justice League, but, like, it was a weird mix of, like, it was almost, Justice League TV show animation coloring book, but, like, it had Kyle Rayner in it, and, like, Captain Marvel and stuff like that, and it was, like a really, like, retro coloring book, and then, similar to Mary, kind of, but the World's Finest DC animated movie, where it was like Batman, Superman, World's Finest against Joker and Lex Luthor. That was my first memory of Batman. Like, I always remember it, like, Batman had, like, the weird rocket glider with, like, the weird-looking wings, and just that special, like, will always stick out to me. And, like, I always wondered who the crap would be driving Lex's car, and then I found out it was Mercy Graves, and I'm like, Mercy, you're weird. Like, I never got her purpose. And then sometimes she's a robot and she's not. It just, her character is weird.
It is.
But no, that's my first memory with that. Like, I just, and to think, and I'm like, I'm one of those people like, because I came in so late to Batman the Animated Series because of World's Finest, like, I don't have, like, those sweet memories of watching On Leather Wings and stuff like that. I'm the kid who, like, got real hooked to, like, the '03 Batman with, like, Kevin Michael Richardson voicing the Joker with the dreadlocks and having a good time. So like, I'm. But the thing is though, it really like people knock it, but it still really holds up. Like that.
It's hyper edgy though. If I'm being honest with you.
Yeah, like it's definitely like 2000s
edgy.
type of like that kind of thing. But it's just like you had SpongeBob as the Penguin, and like you have like actual original Mr. Freeze who was just a bad guy. So like all he wanted to do was rob people's jewelry and like had really cool ice powers. There was no Nora, nothing like that. Like Catwoman's suit was the bomb. Poison Ivy came in second season and was like an eco-terrorist with Batgirl, and then Batgirl stopped being her friend. Like, that was really dope. And then, like, finally Teen Titans, the TV show, ended so they could bring in Robin. And, like, it was, like, perfect timing. And, like, that show was so good. And, like, even in the last season, they brought in the Justice League, and it was really cool. So, it lasted for 5 seasons and did so well. And people knock it just because of Dreadlock Joker. And, like, you had a black man, one of the most prolific black voice actors of all time, playing the Joker, and it still was really good. Like, the first episode where he's in the straitjacket was kind of weird, but then he put on the suit, like the little tux, purple tux, and it was great. Like, everyone knocks it, but it was freaking great. Like,
yeah, no, they were really cool. Honestly.
Like, Mary, did you ever watch it, like, at all?
I think maybe I caught the occasional episode, but
okay.
It was better than Jim Carrey and Tommy Lee Jones as the Riddler and Two-Face, respectively.
Most
and that was the
definitely.
Batman I grew up with, and so corny.
I mean, Riddler was
yeah.
like really edgy and like he got dipped in an oil slick in that show, but like they never brought Two-Face in. But otherwise, like it was still good. I don't know. That's why.
All I know is the George Clooney Batman and Robin movie. I will defend that movie.
Oh, same. Like I still say that George Clooney was a great choice for Batman, and like everyone hates on me for it. But no, take the Bat credit card away, and he's like the best Batman you could have had.
Nipples?
Like not even with the nipples, like he even with the nipples and the butt, like the whole like etched butt, like you could have just take away the Bat credit card, and it was great.
I mean, at least it was all 3 of them with the padded butts.
Yes, like thank God they didn't put nipples on Alicia Silverstone, but like they all had the padded butts, and like it made sense, like it was good.
Honestly,
just the cheesy lines are what always sell it.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, if people actually try to take that movie seriously, I just cannot help but judge them.
Oh no, like you gotta go in with it knowing what it is, and like you're fine, you'll enjoy it. Like Forever is hard for me because Tommy Lee Jones went in there and tried to act like Nicholson, and it didn't work because Two-Face is so different of a character. But like, Batman and Robin was like, okay, If it was an animated series, if Batman and Robin was an animated series, like, the only problems for me would be Bane, and the fact, oh god, and like Bane's my main problem, and then Barbara being Alfred's niece. Like, those are the 2 things that you could fix. And then if they made Batman and Robin, like, an animated movie, I'd watch it. Like, it'd be my favorite Batman movie of all time. Like, bring Clooney back in to voice him, I wouldn't care. Like, it was great.
And they need to keep the cheesy Arnold, ice-related lines.
Yes,
Just,
yes.
We killed the dinosaurs! The Ice Age!
Uma Thurman was perfection.
Oh, she was great. Like, she brought Ivy to the table and made her something. Like, the only time I didn't like her was when she had, like, the weird cone hair. But, like, otherwise, she was great. Like, even when she just, like, flat out lies to Arnold and just goes, Batman and Robin killed your wife. It's like, oh, you're that woman. Okay. We go in here.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
I have a crush on you.
And then, like, her only bad line for me was when they threw her in the giant plant and she just goes, curses! Like, that was the one line. Like, you went too ham with it, with that line. You otherwise you were perfect. You could have been like, you could have like threw her into like a Nolan movie, and I'd have been cool. But the minute you said curses, we was done. I had nothing left for you.
I don't know, man. I was pretty tired of the overacting of that role when she was doing the whole "this is a one-woman show."
Oh no, that was great. That was great. That was fine. Like, as I told Lady Free, like, oh, that was perfect. But no,
I will defend Uma Thurman.
Hey.
Okay, so I have a question.
Okay.
For both of you, what is your favorite Batman movie, and what is your favorite Batman cartoon?
Can they be the same?
Yes.
Son of Batman.
Oh,
as much
God!
as I hate Damien, it was so good.
Okay. Oh God.
Seeing
It was
Batman
nice
come out and be
knowing
like,
you,
"You just
Travis."
mess with my son," and just give hands. It was so good.
I mean, Nightwing was pretty good in that movie, but not like okay. For me, like if it ain't the '03 show, it's Brave and the Bold because of the camp. But like for like
Camp.
like
The glorious
like
camp.
Camp was so bad.
Like they called the god of the gays Neil Patrick Harris and made him the music meister, and it was just glorious. But like no, like if it ain't '03 just for like aesthetic, because I know everyone loves the Batman animated series with Conroy, but I forget what his damn name is. The guy who played Batman in that show. He will always be my favorite because they even did like a Dark Knight Returns homage at the end of the show, but like the villain was Freeze, and like they had a whole thing where it was way past that point, and everyone like there was these like future soldiers who came in and like were looking around the Batcave looking for a way to stop Freeze because he had survived somehow. And the line that dude says where it's like the mission is never over, that rings so hard in me that like even if this show is getting canceled, Batman's mission is never over and somebody needs to continue it. And like that line will always resonate with me so hard. Like that one,
Yeah.
that's why '03 rocks with me so hard. And then Brave and the Bold, because it's like you got Diedrich Bader to come in and play Batman. Like that was the best choice you ever could have made. And then like when he says those camp lines with so much seriousness. Oh whoa, we had a mess up on the camera. Oh, there it goes. Did Mary cut out? No, Mary's still here. That's probably why I cut out. Like if it like when he says the campy lines with such seriousness, that's where it sells me. Where it's like I was watching the Freedom Fighters episode last night, and he's just cracking jokes about voting in the political system, and it's so funny. Like it's so good. I don't know.
Yeah, I was a big fan of Brave and the Bold. What I really loved about Brave and the Bold was their self-awareness of the end.
Yes.
Like with the last 2 episodes with Batmite, where they're like, "Well, we're gonna get rid of this show because we like really broody and edgy Batman.
Yeah.
Sorry guys, this show's gonna die now."
And then be where the Batman tanked.
Right, like
it's like they went back to the broody and it tanked and it was hilarious.
Yeah.
It's like you lost this amazing show and then tank. Like you went to the and then like Beware the Bat was so horrible. But no, Mary, reverse the question on you. What is your favorites?
1 second. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't say my movie.
Wi-Fi cut out.
Movie?
My Wi-Fi cut out.
Oh, that's why the camera messed up. Okay, I was like, what in the world?
Yep.
But no, favorite movie for me, oh god, Return of the Joker, Batman Beyond. I don't care. Like people can hate. Batman Beyond, Return of the Joker was amazing. So that's me.
Tim Drake Joker was pretty lit though, so man.
Yeah. You right. Mary, are you there, or like because the thing's just spinning? Mary. I think Mary died. But no,
Yeah.
while Mary's sorting that out, Travis, you gotta explain to me why Son of Batman. Like, why?
Why I like Son of Batman?
Yeah, like, why is it your favorite? Like, I'm not knocking it, but it's like, damn, why?
Because it's that movie that shows me why I love Batman and like why I hate Damien. all in the same movie. Like,
I mean, fair. I can't
Because-
disrespect that.
Because like the whole movie is Damien doing Damien and just I got this. Who needs my dad? And just getting himself in trouble constantly,
Yeah.
which I understand is kind of like a genetic flaw of the Waynes entirely. But when Batman finds Slade messing with his kid, he's like, all right, cracks knuckles and just cleans up house, which was so just cathartic for me.
Okay.
I
can
came out
respect
right
that.
when I became a father too, so that kind of helps.
Okay. That makes sense. Okay, I can respect that. But like, if you had to pick a specific animated series, what would it be? Would it be Brave and the Bold? Or like, what? Like, are
Like
you
a
classic
specific
man?
animated series?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd probably be Brave and the Bold because I watched the hell out of that. Don't get me wrong, I like Batman and Friends, but it doesn't age well.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, like I have a DVD collection of the animated series, and I cannot believe that show was marketed towards kids at all.
Mary, are you back? Or are you? Or what's going on?
You hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Yay.
So reverse the question on you. What's your favorite movie and TV show?
Ah. Did it work?
Are you here?
Oh, video's up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fixed it.
Let me add a source
All right.
while you talk. Let me add a source.
I'm sorry. I'm so excited that I actually figured this out.
No, that's cool. It's gonna look funky for a minute while I add it while I crop this, but we have live Mary.
That's fine. I did my hair for this, so I had to fix it.
Like she tried her best to fix. Ian
Are
said
you
hi.
gonna fix my hair?
Ian said hi, Mary's face.
Yeah. I'm also chewing, so.
I mean,
But
hey,
my favorite Batman movie.
popcorn for the win.
My favorite Batman movie is Adoy, Batman and Robin.
Is it only because of
Because I
Uma
had
Thurman?
I mean, I'm not gonna say no, but I'm not gonna say yes.
Okay.
It's because of the
But yeah.
outrageous motorcycle race.
Hey, that was a pretty good motorcycle race.
Click.
I'm not
See, I'm
even
trying
gonna
to-
knock that.
I'm trying to remember anything else that happens in that movie, but all I'm thinking about is Uma Thurman. So,
That's hilarious that you're just
I'm
like
kidding,
Uma
I'm
Thurman
kidding.
everywhere.
no,
It's like Alfred
Probably not.
gets sick. Like there's all kinds of points in that movie. But the
I'm
movie's just
joking. I'm
not-
joking.
It's like she's just fascinated with Uma Thurman and nothing but.
But I mean, I think it's actually I think it's a really fun movie because it is somewhat reminiscent of the Adam West camp, and I think
Yeah.
the camp is what they did so well. Because I think a lot of people get really uptight about Batman and forget that he's so deeply rooted in camp.
Yeah, that's true. Like
Yeah.
Adam West be damned.
But-
Like camp is what made him a thing for a while, especially
Yeah.
after the Comics Code. Like that's what made him a thing.
Mm-hmm.
That like
But-
camp was what gave us shark repellent.
Oh god.
Exactly.
Oh god. I used to have that VHS, like too, like that specific episode where
Oh,
everyone teamed
man.
up and made the shark repellent be a thing.
But my favorite Batman TV show, I would actually have to say the Adam West show, Batman 66, if you will, because I think there's just so much that happened there. And, you know, I love camp, but there's also so much innovation with that show, too, because I have two words, Eartha Kitt.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
All right.
I mean,
Yeah.
Fair enough. I'll give
I
you
mean,
that.
I don't care if it was just 3 episodes, but
It was still
I mean,
something.
she invented the purr, and to have a black woman, you know, in a show like this in the 60s, like it's Nichelle Nichols' Uhura level.
Yeah.
That, and I just love Eartha Kitt. I have a problem.
There is no problem with loving Eartha Kitt.
I still sing if only the woodpecker sighs whenever I like something happens, and someone says if only, I'm like I have to sing it now because you said it. Like Eartha Kitt made holes be a thing.
But wait, look at this little guy.
Ooh!
Look at this little guy. Look at
Nice.
this little cutie. It is the it's the 1027 Batman. I don't know if you can tell, but he has the little purple gloves.
Oh, that's perfect. I was say you're kind of small on screen, but like no, that's
What?
awesome. Yeah, they did a bunch of anniversary
that's fine.
Funko Pops. It was awesome. Ian said he wants your Funko,
Oh,
but no, I have something to
good
show off that's back
swag.
there. Once we
It pairs really well with the 30s cover.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. I have to go pick up mine from my shop, but that's why when we look at that, we lose the digital. But something that goes into my next question, who, like, if you have a top 3 Batman artists, who you got?
Batman arch enemy?
No, artist.
Artist. Okay, you cut out pretty good.
Sorry.
Artist. Ooh.
This is tough.
Yeah, see, mine's easy because like mine has a purpose. I'll go first while you guys think. For me, I'll have to like take my headphone out for a second. For me, Greg Capullo, because I got this print when I went to Cincinnati Comic Expo. It's signed by Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo for Metal. Like he always made everything perfect. Like even when I first saw Capullo doing Spawn, like he was just phenomenal. So when he came on Batman, and it just like it had that perfect like version of like somewhat animated but somewhat bloody and serious. That's what sold him for me. He's my top, but then second wanted to be Tony Daniel because I have so many memories of rereading Battle for the Cowl that I always loved Tony Daniel for that thing, and then third has to be Bernie Wrightson because, and this is going to be crazy, my first Batman comic is one of the darkest things in Batman's history, and it's The Cult by Jim Starlin. That was my first Batman comic book as like an 8-year-old kid because my mom worked at a detention center where like the library would bring in comic books, and she just comes home, didn't look at the inside, didn't do anything, throws me the Jim Starlin trade for The Cult, and I'm just like, oh, it's Batman? Cool, I read it. Flip it through. Drugs, domestic violence, beating up black people, like all kinds of horrible things. I'm having a ball. I just read this thing, and it's just like, well, because there's like the reason why I say beating up black people. There's a scene in it where Batman's on psychedelic drugs, and this little rat dude tells him, hey. That dude's a pimp over there, and he's beating up that woman who's his whore, and it's like, no, that's just an old man. But Batman's like on the psychedelic drugs is like flipping back and forth, going, I can't tell the difference. And they go over there and just beat the living crap out of the old man. And it's like, oh my god, what is this? What is this? And then like, there's this whole scene where like, because that like this book made me think. Like this book made me like cement that Deacon Blackfire is Batman's like greatest enemy. Hence why when Scott Snyder and James Tynion brought him back for Batman Eternal, I was like, yes, bring him back to me. Like he's just because he's the only man that got Batman to almost give up on life, like that hardcore. Like yeah, Joker's done it, yeah, Bane's done it, yada yada. No. Like Deacon Blackfire made this man almost hang it up when Jason Todd was Robin. That's intense. Like before Bane broke his back, before all that jazz. Like Deacon Blackfire almost ended everything. Like he had like homeless people shoot Jim Gordon. Like he wasn't pulling punches. So that's why I think Deacon Blackfire is amazing. But that's my little rant. Mary, did you figure out who your favorite artists are?
Yeah, it's always a tough decision for me. Because first, and I really hate to say this, but Neil Adams.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. Neil Adams did amazing things for Batman. There's nothing wrong with that. But
he's such a douche. I have met the man in person.
I mean, like, wasn't he the one that made it so Schuster and Siegel got to see the Superman movie?
I mean, that doesn't mean that he's not a douche.
Okay.
Are you getting feedback from me?
I think Travis is. My audio is going straight to my ear.
So I sound okay?
Yeah, you sound fine.
Okay. But my second favorite Batman artist is Carmine Infantino.
Okay.
He did a lot of Silver Age work. I mean, the new Batman look that they unveiled in '64, that was Carmine, and I think that there is so much of that classic art there. gonna have to throw it down and say Jolie Jones, because everything that woman does is magical.
That was pronounced Joelle.
I thought it was Jolie.
Oh. I mean, if it is Jolie, then I apologize highly, Miss Jones. Travis, what do you got? What are your favorite artists?
Definitely Jim Lee is going to be on there. The way he illustrated Hush, and the way Jim Lee, like, I don't know, for me, Jim Lee solidified the entire look of comics in the 90s. Great to see that over and over again, and I'm always going to fanboy over it constantly.
Okay. Good choice.
I think after that would be Trad Moore. And his Legends of the Dark Knight little short series, because I like Cadmore depicts violence in his illustrations. He makes it look so elegant and beautiful, no matter how much blood is there or gore or whatever. So it always comes out just.
Oh wow, Trad
Moore does really.
Okay. I dig
Here it is. This is. I don't know if you can see this, but that's Carmine. Like the gray and blue suit, that was him.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna say, yeah, Trad Moore does a pretty good job. Like it's a little like anime-ish, but like I dig it. Okay, good pick. All right. Well, from there we have favorite stories. So like. If there was only if you were on a stranded island and only got one Batman book to go with you, whose story sells it for you?
Oh God, this is tough.
Yeah, I mean I'll give you like a top 5 if need be, but like one that you'll always come back and read to, because like I have the problem where it's really hard for me to reread some stuff, but like the Cult I'll always reread. I don't know why, but like Scott Snyder Batman I'll always reread. Early 90s Tim Drake Batman and Robin I'll always reread. But no, Travis, what do you got?
I'm gonna go get my collector's item for this particular question.
Okay, fair. We've all had show and tell. Go ahead and get your show and tell.
Oh my God, this is so hard.
Ian said Long Halloween is the one for him.
Yeah, Long Halloween is one of my absolute favorites.
Okay.
Because I think it is one of the best mystery stories, and I always love it when Batman has a mystery to solve.
Yeah.
I gotta take my little Golden Age books with me, because you know I have a Golden Age problem.
You do have a Golden Age problem. You really do.
I do have a Golden Age problem. Case in point, but
that Wonder Woman classic right there.
Okay.
But no,
Here is my favorite Batman story ever.
What is that? Oh, Hush. You got a Hush there? Okay. I can respect that. There was a video this week that like Jim Lee was bragging saying Hush was like the best Batman story, so that makes sense.
It really kind of is. It's one of the best.
Yeah. That's fair.
It hits Batman the most emotionally that I've like seen in recent days, and it's not that recent, which is bad and awesome at the same time.
It's even got Funko Pops made after it. Like, it's that good.
I also have to add Tynan's Detective, his Rebirth book, to the list, because it was good. I like it when they play on the idea of Bruce with family.
Same.
And not just the dysfunction, but that Bruce can't do this alone. I don't like that, God.
Okay, Ian, we don't talk about that animated movie that's coming up. We don't talk about that. The Hush animated movie is going to suck, and we don't talk about it.
Oh, Lord.
We don't talk about it. I mean, like, Travis, you might like it.
There's a Hush animated movie?
They're making it because originally the Hush movie was... What?
James is mad because it's in the New 52 continuity.
It's going to be the Damian movie. It's gonna be Damian with Hush, even though Tim was the one who was threatened by Hush and Clayface. So I'm really annoyed. They're being lazy and reusing assets and only doing Hush in the New 52 universe. And I love Jason O'Mara as Batman. I do. Like I love him to death. But doing this movie in the New 52 continuity is a mistake. Like I don't know why Jim Lee didn't or Jeff Loeb didn't come in and smack somebody. Like why are you doing this?
Well, he's in charge of Marvel TV now.
Yeah. But like yeah. Well, then have Jim Lee smack somebody. I don't care. Like, this is frustrating to me.
He's also... Loeb is trying to make people more powerful than they need to be right now anyway, so he can just leave Hush alone.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I don't know. I like you would think they would try to like especially with it being classic Jim Lee artwork, they wouldn't like try to like find a way for like an animated version of that similar to how they sort of mimic the style of Killing Joke. Like, I don't know why they wouldn't do that for such an iconic story.
Right. No, that makes sense. And honestly, like, I feel like Hush is the one that kind of needs to be a live-action series, because since the Nolan verse, no one's really taking it seriously. And that's, like, honestly, like, that's the one that I think that, like, when you find out what really makes Bruce weak is in this Hush book, because it's a childhood friend the whole time, and it's just so rough and raw emotionally on his side. I don't know if general mainstream audiences have seen that, but I think that would do good.
I was gonna say, now I think Hush is something that they incorporated into the Arkham games really well.
Yes, like they hinted at it in Arkham City, and then they threw it in with Arkham Knight, and it was very short. It was very like specific. Discount Morgan Freeman in that game was great. I appreciate Discount Morgan Freeman, but like that small little moment, and then Kevin Conroy really sold it. Like he really worked hard.
You had to work really hard to get Hush to show himself. Like you had to work really hard to find it. I found it. It took me a while, but it was frustrating.
Like it was so good. But so like I feel like hell, even their new interpretation of Deacon Blackfire in Arkham Knight was great. So like say what you will about tank missions and whatnot in Arkham Knight, the only issue I have with that game was Jason Todd. Otherwise, like it was a great game. So yeah.
We talked about this yesterday.
Yes, we did. Because I would like it just if they would have just been like, okay, Arkham Knight is it because Tomasi or who? Yeah, is Tomasi writing Detective after 1000 still?
Say what?
Is Tomasi still writing
real bad
Detective after
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so like Tomasi's the one that gets to write Arkham Knight, so I'm hoping that Arkham Knight is a brand new character that can be a threat instead of just being, "Hi, it's Jason." I'm like, no, that's dumb.
Watch it be Jason from an alternate universe.
Yeah, it worked great for a game, but if they do this whole it's Jason about like real comic Arkham Knight, I'm gonna be kind of disappointed.
There you go.
Oh, Rainbow Batman!
Rainbow Batman.
Nice.
I'd be really irritated if it was Jason from a different universe. I'd be pissed.
Oh, speaking of Arkham Knight, got my poster back here.
I saw that. That was freaking awesome.
Hang on. Speaking of Arkham Knight.
Oh!
That's the real one.
Do it again.
She just whips out the batarang.
Bro.
I think it's the one from Arkham City, actually.
I mean, that's still cool, though. Like, that's freaking awesome.
It doesn't... Oh, that's awesome.
He is just like, oh shit, Mary, give me that.
Victoria threatened to take it away from me once, but surprise.
So she can let you have a batarang, but won't let you have a trident. That's rude.
She won't let me get the trident.
The trident is amazing. Like how tall it is. It's as tall as me. Like it's freaking awesome.
I know I want one, but she said no.
Okay, so from there.
Okay, which one though? The trident or the pitch?
Okay, here's the thing.
Oh god, you did it. You stepped in it.
Like, I don't mind the. Why is my father calling me while I'm doing a podcast? I will call him back. Stop, father. Stop. Go. Stop it. But phone, you can go on the bed then. Because it doesn't vibrate at the table. Like the thing is, like, I don't mind the game, like the Aquaman movie Trident, and like, I think it was Jim Lee that did the whole like 5-prong thing. It doesn't bug me, but like, I don't know. Like we've had the 5-prong thing for so long that I just kind of got used to it. That's why it doesn't bug me. But I got really annoyed.
That's fair.
I got really annoyed during the Justice League Drowned Earth event where like Jorge Jimenez would draw it one way, and then someone else would draw it one way, and someone else would draw it one way, and it's like, can we have some cohesion here, please? And then like
right, the artifact shapeshifts now.
Yeah, and then like Jim Chung like drew the movie one in a new cover for Justice League, and I'm like, can we get some cohesion? Like that's all I'm asking. I don't care if you do the movie one. I don't care if you do the 5-prong. Like just give me some cohesion, because like some people will do like a weird like straight thing and then 5 prongs, or they'll do that, and it's like all I'm asking for is cohesion. Like I don't know, but no, like from favorite Batman stories, let's talk about the family that supports this great man. Mary, we all know your favorite member of the Bat family.
Over there.
Yeah, we all know your favorite. But
that statue was $600.
$600?
That's a $600 statue because it's a sideshow.
Oh, it's a sideshow. That's why. Oh my god.
It's the sideshow. It's like 2 feet tall.
Oh, but the Aquaman sideshow is like 400. Like, dear Jesus. But no. But like, do you want to shed some light, or do you want to like just slide by it? Like, you want to talk about your girl?
I mean, I can.
Go
I
ahead.
never say no.
Go for it.
So we're talking like favorite Bat family members?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, it's this one. It's Batwoman. So but no, it's Batwoman. I think her reintroduction was really clever. Especially how Morrison established that Kate and Kathy are actually 2 different people. So that makes it flow a little easier, because you get a lot of people, oh, they made Kathy a lesbian. It's like, they did, but at the same time they didn't.
Yeah.
So.
And
but, I mean, there's like, it's hard to kind of sum up why she is my favorite, but I think she adds an interesting... I don't know, because her trauma is essentially really similar to Bruce's. They both lost parents.
Yeah.
And because, I mean, Bruce lost his parents, and Kate essentially lost her sister as well as her mother.
Yeah.
So, and the fact that, they themselves are family. And I think she is, in certain ways, kind of the antithesis of Batman. We see that a lot in this most recent Detective Comics run where she shoots Clayface.
Oh. God.
Like, their family. I feel like Kate and Bruce can be 2 sides of the same coin sometimes.
Yes.
But I mean, she personally, to me, means quite a bit. And I mean, we've gotten into that before with me about what exactly she means to me.
I mean, Ian exposed you already in the chat, so yeah.
What did he say?
He said that she saved your life and all that jazz.
Yeah, no, she did. And I mean, finding a lesbian superhero a week after you tried to kill yourself for being a lesbian, like, it's a transformative experience.
Yeah.
And, like, it's funny because she actually doesn't have a lot to do with Batman until the last, couple of years, because in the pre-Flashpoint continuity, she really didn't want anything to do with him.
Nope.
Like, she became Batwoman because he left, because he wasn't in Gotham.
Yeah.
And it's an interesting legacy, but like I said, it's kind of hard to sum it up into bullet points because she is so different from Batman and she is so removed from him at times. But I feel like I just kind of rambled for 2 minutes.
Oh, no, you're fine. We are here to talk and have a good time. That's what it's about.
Right.
Travis, my man, we like I know I'm the one that usually like says this, but we all know you like dick, so you want.
Okay, well, there.
You have my permission to hit him.
You know I had to. Like
she cut out.
You have my permission to hit him.
No, that doesn't change the fact that I told this man I love dick. Like,
yeah, he told me last week, like, we both made the joke already. Like, it's already there.
I don't know, what you were saying about JoJo earlier.
Yeah, hey.
It's whatever, man. But James got to look like God King Xerxes, straight Pillar Man shit.
But no, you want to talk about your boy?
I love Dick Grayson a lot, but it's kind of a tie for me because there's Dick Grayson, who's the perfect spiritual successor to Batman, in my opinion. Like every time we've seen him as Batman, as one of our writers just wrote about, I forget which one. Suddenly,
Ian
Curses.
wrote Ian wrote the Grant Morrison thing.
Yes, Grant Morrison Batman was Dick Grayson because at the time Bruce was dead, and we didn't see him come back until Blackest Night. But before that, it was so good. Like Dick was perfect for Gotham, for everything. He wasn't just beating up on low life thugs. There was a level of diplomacy to be had that Dick was also doing.
Yeah.
So like I love Dick Grayson for that reason, but he's in a perfect tie for me with Cassandra Cain because she is Batman's every methodology, but just put into a person.
Okay.
She just acts. That's all. Like, in my opinion, she's everything Damian should have been. Makes sense?
Okay.
That's a damn good point.
That's a very good point. I respect that point.
Because she's amazing. She's always there at the right time. She can handle her own in a fight. Her detective skills are pretty good, and she doesn't have to talk. And that's the best part. And like I have my novelization of Batman No Man's Land when she's introduced as a 10-year-old girl.
Ooh.
And she's still phenomenal every time I read it. It's so good. Like if somehow they could just smash those two characters into one for an Elseworld story or something, please someone do this. But I don't know, I think it'd be great.
Okay.
And in terms of Cassandra, that's one thing that always bothered me after they reintroduced her in Batman and Robin Eternal, is that he adopted her.
Yeah,
like she was his daughter.
Yep.
That's my biggest issue with this freaking New 52 bullshit rebirth, reborn universe. Like, everything is backwards. Everything is fucked up. Like, Tynan, I love you. James Tynan the Fourth, like, we share names. We have a connection. But, like, it just... Everything is backwards, and it's frustrating. And I need my kids back. I'll go on my whole rant about Tim Drake and why I love him to death in a minute. But and Tynan even hinted at it in his detective run, where Cass and Steph were once Batgirl. They were a part of this legacy, and they're like, Mary, I know you don't like Steph, but like, she's part of the legacy. She's part of everything, and so is Cass. So like. Even though Orphan is a thing, and Tynan wrote Cassie perfectly, the biggest part of her that Bruce adopted her is gone. Like, it sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Now she, like, lives in the attic of some rundown theater.
Yeah, it just, for a while she was living with Harper Row and Stephanie, and now Stephanie's gone, so randomly Cass is just living in a theater. Like... Hopefully, Brian Edward Hill does something with her in Outsiders, because I'm just like, what's happening to Cassie?
I'm glad that book's finally back on the table.
Yes, like when they randomly were like, sideline. I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I'm like, just give Black Lightning a book, please. Like,
okay, there it is.
There you go. See, there you go. But no, okay, so time to gush. Okay, so Tim Drake, best Robin. Can't help it. I'm sorry, but like this kid, yeah, I know, Mary, you think he's a Gary Stu, but I know you were sitting there smiling for a reason. Like, I know you think he's a Gary Stu, but like for me as a kid, like one of the first books I ever like bought for myself was Young Justice. And seeing this kid just be awesome as Robin, then I was watching the animated series and seeing Tim, like, he was the perfect, always loyal kid who just wanted to be like there for Batman. Was like always that straight arrowed, like to keep things going. I know me talking about things straight, but like that idea of him like being there for Batman whenever he needed him, especially that dark time after Jason died, like having that moral high ground with him. And then when Bruce dies, Tim's the only one that believes he's alive. And he goes on that mission as the Red Robin and does that thing. Hence why I hate they put him back as Robin now. and we have two Robins, and it's really frustrating. Hey, Bendis, why'd you do that? Can you explain yourself? No? Okay, let's keep going. Like, it just...
Didn't the burger joint throw a fit?
I don't know. They never... I don't know.
It's unsubstantiated, obviously, but I think I remember seeing somewhere that the burger joint threw a fit. I don't know if it's true. But...
Well, I know it's the reason why the Funko Venetian Blinds Tim Drake says Red Wing Robin and not actually Robin.
Yeah,
but like
that might have been what I was talking about.
Okay, but like that whole classic suit from Kingdom Come that they gave to Tim, that Jason wore for a while, like they gave it to Tim, and it was perfect. Like it was an evolution without the horns on the cowl, and it was just they even put it in Arkham City as an alternate costume. Like it was the perfect evolution for him. And then like I know not everyone likes the Venetian blind suit, but I kind of dug it, and that's why when Tynan gave him his red and green suit back in Detective, and they go R, I'm like, why? And like you could have just put the little bird symbol in the circle and been done, but you didn't do that. You put the double R, and it didn't make any sense, and it just I don't know. But no, like throughout everything Tim was in, for when he first was introduced, and then in Young Justice and in Teen Titans, where he's so devoted to his team that he tries to bring Connor Kent back to life. And it's like is always there devoted. It even comes back when Damian's being a tool, and it just like he's there like in issue 100, and it was perfect. And curse Scott Lobdell for ruining him as a character in the New 52, but it just like I don't know. Tim Drake has like a warm place in my heart. I don't know. I'm weird.
Not really.
Yeah.
You're not weird for liking Tim Drake.
Well, you don't like him.
I'm still stuck on Gary Sue. That's killing me.
I just think Tim is too perfect. Like,
explain yourself there.
What, especially like early Tim Drake, what vulnerability is there? Like, he's almost a better detective than Batman. Like, he doesn't, because, oh god.
That was the point. He was supposed to be like the one that was better than Batman. That was the cool part about it.
Well, until what, Identity Crisis is when his father is killed?
Yes. Identity Crisis.
So, I don't know. It's just, he always rubbed me the wrong way. Like, I did read some Tim Drake stuff. Like, okay. I did really like some of it. But, I don't know. Everyone has that one Robin they don't like. And it's like, mine's just Tim.
Yeah. Why couldn't it be Damian? Like the rest of us?
Well, it's like, here's Tim, and then, like, here's Damian.
Oh, come on! Like, that's not fair.
My favorite Robin is Jason Todd, okay?
What?
My decision-making skills are probably not the best.
Yeah, probably not. But, okay, I'll give you... that's whatever.
Jason Todd's my favorite Robin. I make poor choices.
Is that why you were okay with Lobdell putting Batwoman in Red Hood Outlaw?
I mean, I was okay with Lobdell as I'm gonna be. But I don't like Scott Lobdell.
No one does. But, like...
yeah.
But no. Honestly, and I'll be that guy, I sent waffles to DC for waffles for Steph. Stephanie Brown's my favorite Batgirl. I'll be the odd man out in that one. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Cass to death. I do. I love Cass to death. Like, I was hurt when Batman and Robin Eternal wrecked her as a character. But like, I sent waffles for Steph. I'm sorry. Like, I had to. Like, it meant too much. Them waffles were important. Like, I had to. I paid for the postage and everything. But no, like, okay. So from there, let's get into this Detective Comics 1000, so we can wrap this show up.
Girl,
okay.
I have so much to say.
Oh, you have so much to say?
About.
Okay, so, like, how many stories are in this dang book? Because I forget.
11.
There's 11?
11.
But yeah. It feels like Action 1000 had more. Am I wrong?
Action 1000 definitely had more to it. Ironically, I think that's actually a little detrimental to Detective 1000, is because, in a sense, we've done this before.
Yeah. That's almost why it should have been more different. Like instead of like anthology or like multiple stories, it should have just been like one cohesive story with just different kinds of artwork almost.
Yeah, that would have been better in my opinion.
Something maybe akin to, and I hate to say this, Batman number 50, that might have worked a little better.
Yeah.
What?
No, what she means is like how the artwork changed.
The narrative layout.
Sorry.
I mean, Batman 50 was horrendous,
Batman
and
still.
Yeah.
I love.
It was so bad.
I love the myriad of stories. Well, I love all but one. The myriad of stories in here, and I think it is a great homage to the character. But we've already done it.
We've already rode this bike.
I mean, and it's probably a different thing, like, say, you like Batman more than Superman, then of course the issue is going to have a different connotation.
Yeah.
But I think from, like, maybe a publication/marketing standpoint, there really wasn't much different.
That's fair.
But...
So Mary, what was the one story you didn't like? Mary.
What's happening?
What was the one story you didn't like in Detective 1000?
Do you have to ask?
The one where Dick Grayson is being compared to warfare,
or just being a lesbian.
Yeah. Have you dated Dick Grayson? I've been to war.
Have you been to war?
And it's just like, no, I was thrown out of the military for being gay. But dating Dick Grayson is objectively worse.
I
mean, when you think about it in the terms of think about from where Barbara's coming from. He slept with her and then gave her an invitation to his wedding, which was
which is why I love it when you have
I mean, he
took out of him.
Maybe we just figured out what Tom King meant this entire time.
I think it's supposed to be like a watered.
Thinking.
I think it's supposed to be kind of like a watered down gay joke.
Yeah.
But I can't I'm not even offended. It's just dumb.
I'm more offended by them turning Stephanie Brown to a horn dog who just wants to make out with Tim Drake.
Right? She's like, "Do you want to make out right now?"
It's like, no, we're doing something, like not right here in front of everybody. Like the fuck, that's what I was more offended by. I was offended for Mary about Kate, but I'm more offended at them turning Steph into a horn dog for no reason.
And it's just I don't like the way when Barbara's written like a teenager, I don't like that.
Same.
Because a bitch is petty in this, and it's just kind of no, thank you.
A bitch is petty
for no reason. He's I was once Batman. See what I mean? Do you see what I deal with? He's but is he lying to you? Why you gotta bust his ball? Why you gotta bust a nigga's balls? Come on.
And honestly, I'm gonna be that guy. I didn't say it on Twitter. But, I'm gonna be that guy. I know Duke is a minor Batman character in the Bat family, but why is the black kid in the back of the photo? Am I wrong, fam?
The signal?
Why is he in the back of the picture? You couldn't, put Damien a little farther back?
He's the token black Bat family member. He's the token black Bat family member.
And,
conversations...
The only problem,
conversations about this all the time.
Look how crappy of a print layout this is.
It's dead.
That's
center.
Pretty garbage. To be honest with you.
Wait, hold on, I'm not gonna say. Oh, yeah.
What the fuck, DC?
I mean, I get what they're going for, but if you're gonna do that, make it a fold out. Don't put Batman fully in the center of the crease. And Ian asked this question in the chat, and I'm gonna say my opinion on it. He asked the question, why isn't Dinah there? And my answer,
she's
she's kind of Bat family, but she's kind of not. She's more in Camp Green Arrow because she's Green Arrow's wife. But at the same time, she you can always sell me that Helena Bertinelli belongs to the Bat family because there's even different continuities where Catwoman and Bruce make a baby into her. That was bad word choice. She's the baby that Catwoman makes. So so she kind of has to be in the Bat family.
But it's super unclear which Huntress it is.
It's New 52 Huntress, that's why it doesn't make sense why she's there. But, like, in terms of overall DC continuity, because, let's be real, this entire story is screwed. Like, you have Jason, who's in his regular costume, not his outlaw costume. You have not Rick Grayson.
Ermac Jason.
Not Rick Grayson. Yeah, Ermac Jason, that's funny. Like, Rick Grayson isn't here. Like, they made sure to put Barbara's new costume in there, but, like, at the same time, it's just, like, they made sure to put Tim's new costume in there. So, like, technically this could be said it's in the future when Rick Grayson is not a thing anymore, but, like, the entire continuity is screwed as it is. So
I love how much Cass does not want to be in this picture.
Oh, she's just like, I don't care. She's just there. She's there because Bruce told her to be there.
And Stephanie couldn't even, like, they couldn't even...
Oh, yeah, no, like, that's called Tony Daniel got lazy and drew some triangles. That's what that is. Like there's no other word for it. Like, he couldn't even add some, like, shadow lines for a neck. Like, he didn't care.
That layout is gorgeous.
Oh, no, it's great.
It's just, like, that's a bad print job.
Like, yeah, the print job in the middle, and, like, and to Daniel's credit, like, it's very evident that out of this picture, like, Cass's Asian heritage is in, like, her face, so I will give him that, but at the same time, it's just, like, she doesn't want to be there. She wants to be in her attic. She doesn't care. I don't know.
Although, we do have the most important member right there.
Oh, bruh, Ace. I was so glad they put him back in continuity. Like, he looks so happy to be there.
He's so cute. He's the bestest boy.
And they made him a German Shepherd, too. Like, that's just great.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they even gave him... But then I saw some random person on Twitter go, "Where's Bat Cow?" And I was like, shut up. I was not having it. I was like, no, denied.
That is enough.
Like, it's time to stop. Like, bring Filthy Frank back. Like, it's time to stop.
Where are your parents?
Also, I remember seeing one person on Twitter go, so there's no, like, random, like, Dick Grayson eating rats in this book, right? I'm like, yes! No Frank Miller. And some people were mad Frank Miller wasn't in the book, but, like, didn't he get a cover? Like, wasn't his cover, like, really bad? I could have sworn like his cover like had Bruce and Carrie in it. Like, am I wrong?
I don't know.
I could have sworn like he had a cover like there was a few like different creators that didn't get like any art in this book, and I get it, but still, yeah. Like Ian said, yeah, Frank Miller got a cover, but it's like that's all he needs. Like even like yeah, they could have gave him like a 4-panel story. Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad. Mary, have you seen his cover?
I haven't. Let me look it up.
Oh, it's so bad. It's so.
I don't know if y'all can see this, but it is garbage.
Oh, bro. Oh, it's so bad. It's so like that's why. Travis.
I think you broke Travis.
Bro, what?
He's just looking at his phone like, why?
It's like he tried to draw Robin as a JoJo's character, and then Batman is Wildcat underneath all of that bat.
I take back what I said, because I just broke myself.
And I mean,
what is wrong with his heel?
It doesn't follow general human anatomy.
I feel so bad for laughing at an old person, but like, goddamn.
Okay, so I need to give my eyes a break from that.
Well, like,
yeah, I'm still wondering why Robin is doing the penitentials on Batman's back.
Mary, what was your question?
What was your favorite detective story in 1000? Because mine was the Warren Ellis story. Because Warren Ellis and Becky Cloonan, oh my god, it was amazing.
I'm torn between Tynan's Robin story because it does the candle pledge, and I was like, oh my god. But the other one that was perfect was Scott Snyder's, because the idea of like the whole detective guild, I was like, yes. And like, I know I hate that orange costume, but you made sure Ralph was there, and that's what matters. Like, that orange costume is so horrible, but you made sure Ralph was there. That's what I care about. I don't know, Travis. What do you think?
My massive like out of the park part of Detective 1000 was the Kevin Smith and Jim Lee one.
Okay.
where
Okay.
he took the gun from the Gotham gift shop that killed his parents and made it the plate on his chest. I don't know. I like that so much because recently Batman doesn't get any wins anymore. He's always taken L's. Like,
Tom King.
I feel like he's DC's punching bag right now. And it was nice to see him like finally deliver true justice, not just for whatever was happening at the Gotham gift shop with that, but for himself.
Yeah.
You know, which is something you don't see of Bruce. Bruce doesn't care for himself like ever.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see him actually do it.
Okay, I'll give you that. Mary, what was yours?
It was the Warren Ellis Becky Cloonan story.
Okay, so yeah, sorry, I forgot that you said that.
One where he talks down the suicide bomber.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I don't know. At least we're not in agreement that Tom King story was good.
Is that the one where he sets up the Batmobile to blow up everybody, and the last fanatic, he's like, "I'm already dead." Oh, okay, that one was really good too.
Because I think it's one of those moments where Bruce can, like, yes, he uses fear, but at the same time, he is able to use that not quite as a threat, but as a warning to reach out and touch this person. Like, is this really what you want?
Yeah, it honestly reminds me of the one Snyder story that was like, I think it was like an annual, where the dude wanted to be the most infamous killer, but like not have a name or like a wacky costume. He just wanted to kill in silence and never be seen. And then Batman just goes, "Okay, I'm gonna go throw you in Joker's cell because you want to be infamous." And it was like, yeah I dig that.
But my favorite part of the story is this bottom panel where he just hands it over, and I think that that's a really good reminder of Batman have to beat the shit out of people.
No, he doesn't.
Like, yeah, I love a great Batman punch-in story. Someone is, as much as the next person.
Yeah.
But there is so much more to the character than that.
Most definitely.
And
and that imagery says a lot.
Oh yeah. I mean, because yes, this is somebody who blow crap up, but using that kind of like who he is himself as a warning to reach out to this person. Like, I don't know. I like it when Bruce gets to be a person.
Yeah, right.
So, when he's human and like doesn't seem like a bad guy.
Batman all the time. Yeah, I'm getting real sick of Batgod.
I mean, like, there's a time for Batgod. There's a time for like Bruce has some humanity in him. That's my point of view on it.
I mean, like, in an event book, you just give me Batgod. Like, that is the perfect time for Batgod.
Yes.
But, like, I'm Frank Miller for that.
Yeah, probably. But no, I think, all in all, like, I think Mary has the best point that action, like, it's almost like Simpsons did it. Like, action did it, it definitely is a well worth anniversary gift for Batman.
Oh, yeah.
And like Bob Kane's kind of a crap person, but like Bob Kane and Bill Finger like definitely deserve this kind of tribute. So it definitely is a great like tribute, but it's like Simpsons did it, action did it. So that's like the one flaw with it. So that's where I'm gonna leave it. I'm thankful. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, it is a wonderful collection of all of the talented people who have worked on Batman over the last 80 years. And I think that's what the tribute should have been, is that it is an homage to not only the character, but to everyone who has put their blood, sweat, tears into this character.
Definitely. Travis, what do you think?
It's well worth it.
It's a really good collection to show like where Batman is right now and where he's going as far as all of his stories in this book are concerned. I gotta mention I see what Jeff Johns is doing, sneaky guy. That's really funny to me.
What do you mean?
The introducing Catwoman and Batman as a couple with a child who is well inducted into this whole crime fighting thing. Being this whole next generation thing. That felt like a really nice middle finger to Batman 50.
Okay. So. Okay, fair. I'll respect that. But no, I think This was a great thing. I will say that Batman has such a lot of lives, whether it be animated series, whether it be movies, whether it be coloring books like me, whether it be like anything in different mediums. Everyone has their favorite. I know Kai loves her '66 Batman to death. So
She
like
does.
we all have. Oh whoa. Randomly I was watching the stream and randomly the screen got screwed up because I had looked at a message. But no, like in terms of this character, this icon, it has done so much. It is brought so much to the world, and I'm very thankful for it, to be honest.
Oh yeah.
So, we are at the finale of the first return of Panel to Panel, and I'm a little bit emotional because this has been very nice to just sit down and hang out with y'all. This cast has definitely changed from where it started. A bunch of idiots talking comics has now evolved into a new group of idiots talking comics. But I'm very happy with this. I'm very excited for next week and us to keep hitting this. So, I want to say thank you for everyone who's in this chat. We actually had some concurrent viewers. We went a little bit. We went like 20 minutes over time, but for a first episode, it ain't bad. So I'm very thankful. Don't forget also to check us out on social media. Like I said at the beginning. Excuse me. On Comics Ground at On Comics Ground for both Instagram and Twitter, and for Facebook, facebook.com/On Comics Ground. Don't forget to look at the website comics-ground.com for all of our reviews and op-eds. We had some amazing content from Ian, from Tim, from Travis, from Kai about the amazingness of this Batman this week, and your guys' work was amazing. So like Ian wrote an amazing freaking op-ed about Grant Morrison's Batman and Robin. So props to him, props to you, Travis, props to Kai, props to Tim. You guys did amazing work. So thank you guys for this. Thank you to DC. Even though I hate the man, thank you for Bob Kane. Thank you for Bill Finger for making this amazing character. Thank you for all the characters that have touched this character throughout the years, because it has been doing so much for people. So don't forget to check out.
Does anyone even know someone who doesn't know about Batman?
I don't know. Even in some way, even if they hate Batman, they know him in some way. It's very crazy to think that. So. Next week we'll have some different topics. It'll definitely be more how more news topic based of the focus of the show. So get ready for that, more news focused of us talking in different topics and whatnot. We'll have some recommended reading in terms of books that came out the past week and books that are coming out for next week as well. We'll do hey, these are the books you can pick up now that we recommend, and then here's the books to check out next week as well. That's what we'll be doing every week we come on. So that'll be something to look forward to as well. So, Mary, what is your closing statement for episode 1 of Panel to Panel?
My closing statement is I did my hair for this, so that's how you know that this was a special occasion.
Yeah.
Is I actually did my hair. That's big for me. Honestly, it's good to be here. It's good to be here. I don't really know what else to say. I mean, you can follow me on what's happening.
None. We were just laughing at you.
Oh, well, that's nothing new. That's nothing new. No, you can follow me on social media. On Twitter at Sapphic Geek. It's probably the only thing I use these days.
Yeah.
We are working on rebooting a queer superhero podcast, Rainbows to the Rescue. We have an episode about the Runaways in the pipeline, so keep your eyes peeled for that.
Cool.
And yeah, I really got nothing else to add.
Travis,
look at my cool setup.
Yeah, very nice. I also got it's sort of like a weird triangle. That's very cool. Travis, what is your closing statement for episode 1? Did I cut out?
Travis.
What is your closing statement?
Yeah, you guys are cutting out pretty bad. Closing statement. Man, just happy belated birthday, Batman. Thank you guys for coming out. Please keep reading our stuff. Like we were saying earlier, Ian wrote a great article about Morrison's Batman and Robin.
Yes,
it's fantastic.
Please check that out.
Yeah, Kai's Batman Beyond, that was real good too.
As well, yes. Very nice. Travis, your piece was freaking awesome. So definitely check all that.
It really was, and Tim's was awesome.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, I wrote about the evolution of how Batman does his detective thing. Check that out too. Follow me on Twitter at Onyx Revelation. I guess find me on Facebook if you want to, but that's not for the faint of heart. So I'll leave it at that.
All right, and then for me, as always, you can find me on Twitter at James C. Portis 3 because I'm very basic and like to brand. So yeah,
James, you cut out.
Oh, I cut out. Okay. Yeah. My Twitter handle is James C. Portis 3 if you need to look that up. Please look at these guys' content. Read their reviews and their op-eds. They do amazing work. I just came back from vacation, so I'm about to get back to work doing my own stuff. So that's a cool thing. I'm glad to be back. I was perfect. Come back from vacation, do the podcast, back to work. I was very happy to come back to this because panel to panel is what started the website. We went from panel to panel to Shoot the Breeze Comics and then to On Comics Ground, and it means a lot to me to have this back. We got blessed with some amazing artwork by Joe Critelli Jr. He's on Twitter. He even gave us a brand new logo. We are so thankful, for the opportunity to be back doing this. And we've had some great hosts in the past. They have moved on to great things, but with these two people here definitely made this special for me. So I'm glad to be back doing this. So we will catch you guys next time. Peace out. And then stop that.